The IBF have officially stripped Tyson Fury of their heavyweight title. Now, most of us knew this was going to happen. The word was going round pretty much immediately after Tyson Fury's victory over Vladimir Klitschko. But now the IBF have made it official. And the vacant IBF heavyweight title will now be contested between Vyacheslav Glazkov and Charles Martin, who are the two leading contenders within the IBF heavyweight rankings. Now, the question I'm asking myself, and a question I'd like to ask Mick Hennessy and Tyson Fury, is why did they sign a contract to fight Klitschko with a rematch clause in it when Tyson Fury was a mandatory challenger? For those of you who don't know, normally when a heavyweight champion or any champion, a boxing champion, world champion, picks a voluntary challenger to fight, there's always a rematch clause in the contract, nearly always. But when it's a mandatory challenger, there is almost never a rematch clause in the contract for a mandatory challenger. So for Tyson Fury, who was mandatory for Klitschko, to sign a contract with a rematch clause in it, that is extremely unusual. And if anyone who has access to Mick Hennessy or Tyson Fury could find out why the hell they signed a contract to fight Klitschko with a rematch clause in it, I'd be very interested to find out. If any of you have got any information on that, drop it in the comment section below and enlighten us all. Because ultimately, that's why Tyson Fury's been stripped, because he can't fight Glazkov because he's locked into this mandatory situation with Klitschko. If he'd done the normal thing, Tyson Fury, and not had a rematch clause for the Klitschko fight, since he was mandatory, then he'd be fighting Vyacheslav Glazkov for his first defense of his title, or his IBF heavyweight title. And that would have been an easy first defense for him as well. Glazkov is very limited. In my opinion, and the opinion of most people, Glazkov actually lost to Steve Cunningham. He lost, in my opinion, to Malik Scott. And a lot of people felt like he lost to, what's the guy's name now? The former American football player, the Latino guy who fought Eddie Chambers. He fought in Prize Fighter. Just recently fought Berman Stavern. His name escapes me at the moment, but you know the guy I'm talking about. Eddie Chambers stopped him first time around. Yeah, that guy, a lot of people also feel that he beat Glazkov. So Glazkov is very limited. It would have been an easy fight for Tyson Fury, but unfortunately, because of this unusual decision to sign a contract with Klitschko with a rematch clause in it when he was already mandatory challenger, the IBF title is now stripped from him. Now, just to be fair, though, the IBF, for them to recognize the winner of Charles Martin against Glazkov as the champion instead of Tyson Fury, obviously takes any credibility away from their organization. Rules or no rules. Okay, I guess they're being very pedantic and trying to stick to their rules, but if your organization is about recognizing who the best is, then how could you possibly have any credibility to the, how could you give any credibility to the idea that the winner of Glazkov, Charles Martin, is the champion and not Tyson Fury? I mean, it's ridiculous. So there's no question about it. It does taint the IBF's credibility, and most of these organizations are not really very credible, are they? So that is what that is. As far as the Martin Glazkov fight goes, I don't know. Martin's never really been tested. Glazkov's been in with a few decent fighters, and most people felt like he's lost. So we'll see where that goes. Kathy Duva's obviously very happy about it, because she'll now have another fighter that actually means something, because other than Sergey Kovalev, Kathy Duva's got nobody. So now she's going to have potentially a version of the world heavyweight title in Vyacheslav Glazkov if he can beat Charles Martin. Charles Martin is Al Heyman heavyweight. Now, if Charles Martin does beat Glazkov, then inevitably, if Deontay Wilder gets past Alexander Povetkin, you're going to see a unification between Charles Martin and Deontay Wilder. That's inevitably going to happen. So we'll wait and see what happens there. But as I've said, because the heavyweight division is now becoming fractured with the titles going in all different directions, you're going to see some great fights because of it. Every cloud has a silver lining. On the surface of it, it's unfortunate when the heavyweight titles become fractured, but you're going to see a lot of great matchups. I'm telling you. I said in a previous video, we're going to see a new golden age. And I'm going to address that because some people seem to totally misconstrue what I was saying in that video, which is incredible to me because I explained myself very clearly. But what I meant very briefly is that we're going to go into an era of heavyweight boxing again when there's going to be a lot of competitive matchups at a high level. And there won't be just one dominant champion ruling over everyone. There will be loads of guys on a similar level of ability, all fighting each other and giving each other wins and losses. And I think that's what we're going to go into now, because if you look at the fact, I mean, now you're going to have 4 heavyweight champions at the least, because you've got Tyson Fury at the moment, who's one of the champions. You got Deontay Wilder, who's another one. You got Ruslan Chagayev, who's another one. And then you're going to have another one coming out of the winner of Vyacheslav Glasgow against Charles Martins. You're going to have 4 heavyweight champions. All those guys are going to have mandatory challenges due. So we're going to see some great fights, people, I'm telling you. Every cloud has a silver lining. But that's the situation with Tyson Fury in the IBF anyway. They stripped him. It is what it is. Let me know how you feel about it in the comment section below. And as I said, if any of you know why Tyson Fury and his team decided to sign a contract with a rematch clause in it for Klitschko, please enlighten me, because I'm baffled. All right, it's your boy Hatman, I'm out.